힘을 키우고 있습니다. 점수를 올리는 기술이 아니라 내 삶을 스스로 꾸려가며 성장하는 아이들. 정해진 답을 외우는 대신 스스로 묻고 스스로 찾아가는 배움으로 아이들은 세계를 넓혀갑니다.
Our children are learning to build their own dreams. Education that is not about getting the highest score, but learning how to build your own life. Asking why rather than jumping to an answer. Learning through asking and searching. Broadening the children's world.
학교와 함께 자기주도 학습의 기반을 다져나가고 성장 눈높이에 맞춰 아이들이 스스로 공부해 나갈 수 있는 힘을 키웁니다.
Schools and children building the foundation of self-directed learning together. Strengthening self-directed learning capabilities through education support for each growth stage.
이 캠페인은 아이들의 꿈을 밝히는 신뢰도 높은 공교육, 부산광역시 교육청이 함께합니다.
세계를 놀라게 할 북극 항로, 그 중심에 대한민국 해양 수도권, 부산, 울산, 경남이 있다는 사실 여러분 아시나요? 불경의 미래, 부산, 울산, 경남 방송발전협의회가 함께 하겠습니다. 지금까지 운영위원장 성현우였습니다.
The time is now 7 o'clock.
Generation Alpha. This generation is the next wave of youngsters following Gen Z, generally born from the early 2010s to last year, 2024. They are the first generation born into a world of ubiquitous screens, meaning very common, AI, and constant connectivity. So some of these young kids, however, are being pushed by their parents to, in air quotes, perform academically far beyond their years. The National Assembly's Education Committee approved an amendment that may bar English kindergartens and private academies for youngsters from administering entrance exams. So they did this yesterday. And this comes on the heels of public backlash against the so-called 4세고시 or the 7세고시. You've heard about those. You know, I can't help to think, though, that this may not be enough. We saw with the 불수능, the CSAT, or the magma English portion this year that parents and students are being driven to private academies all the more. So, I don't know. They're pushing and pushing earlier and earlier. Is this enough? Well, I'm Catherine. This is Morning Wave in Busan on Wednesday, December 10th on BEFM, 부산영어방송. Good morning, Wavers. It is hump day. I hope you are all doing well. Can you believe we are racing towards the end of the year? It's already the 10th of December. So, you know, every generation has its own challenges. And in the opening, I just talked about Generation Alpha. They're really, really young babies and maybe going up to the age of 12. Because we are all subjective to our own experiences, I think we tend to think like, oh, our generation had it the worst. So Gen X went through the Asian financial crisis. Millennials were hit with the global financial crisis as they were graduating from college or university. And the current generation, Generation Z or Gen Z, is facing their own job market crisis, although we don't quite have a name for it yet. But it's there. And the realities have led to college graduates or soon-to-be graduates to be passive in the job market. According to the Federation of Korean Industries, so we're talking about the 한국 경제인 협회, this survey over 2,492 young adults about to go into the job market, over 60% were passive job seekers. So 소극적 구직자. What does this mean, being a passive job seeker? Well, these are people who do apply for jobs, but without much preparation or maybe barely applying for any jobs, maybe a few here and there. Specifically, 32% that they were applying for jobs as a formality, 21% barely applying, and almost 7% not applying for any jobs at all. And the biggest reason was lack of experience or skills, but followed by this sense of resignation that they won't be able to find a job. But did being active job seekers yield in results? Well, unfortunately, not such an easy case either. The 28% that did actively apply for jobs have a 19.4% acceptance rate. That's under 20%, meaning that, for every 5 applicants, only one of them were able to get a job. And over half of the university students who responded pointed to a lack of jobs as the biggest challenge. For the older generations, this whole notion of passive job seeking may sound really frustrating, especially if you have grown children who are graduating from college and you're wondering, 왜 안 찾아? Frustrated, right? But for many Gen Zers, they may feel like they have no choice but to be passive in this frozen job market. So that's what it is for the Gen Zers out there. And I really do feel for anybody out there who may be seeking employment. And now, let's get to our text topic for this hump day. Here we go. If you could ban or get rid of one thing in the world, what would it be? Just one. Not 2, not 3. We don't want to count down. Just one. If you could just choose one thing, what would it be? 내가 세상에서 딱 하나만 금지시키거나 없앨 수 있다면 Okay, I don't say Tommy yet, so I don't want to hear room controller. No, for real, what would you want to get rid of? Not whom, what? Okay, so you can send in your opinions to BFM's live stream live chat on YouTube. Go to the YouTube platform and type in BEFM or 부산영어방송 to find our channel, subscribe, log in, and chat with our other waivers from your phone. Pound 9050, shop 9050. That's going to cost you 100 won. You can also reach me for free through Kakao Talk. Same thing there. Type in BEFM or 부산영어방송 to find our account. Add us as a friend. Send in your messages, and you can send in photos too. The ways you can tune into Morning Wave in Busan on the radio, 90.5 or 103.3 FM, depending on where you are. We're streaming live right now on YouTube. You can watch again at your leisure. We're available on the BEFM app and also the Popbang app. Both are free and easy to download. So it's Wednesday. We have Jian coming up soon with Now in Busan. Haley's going to be joining me for top stories in hour number 1, Waga Tea Time in hour number 2. And then Lian in hour number 1, Now and Next. In hour number 2, we have Work in Progress with Jennifer and our special interview today. We're going to be focusing on AI chatbots. We've talked about them before. Are they capable of friendship? Can we really form this relationship or friendship with chatbots? So I don't know. A lot of people seem to be doing so, having these chats with their personal chatbots. So let's find out more. That's coming up in hour number 2. I'll be back with news overview. It's now 7:07, and this is News Overview. National Assembly in deadlock over filibuster. The ruling and opposition party lawmakers clashed at the National Assembly yesterday as the People Power Party, or PPP, requested filibusters over all 59 bills introduced to the floor. Police raids Kupang over massive data breach. The Seoul Metropolitan Police Agency yesterday conducted a search and seizure at Kupang headquarters over the data breach of some 33.7 million customers. Special counsel refers Unification Church DP Link case to police. The Minjungi Special Counsel yesterday transferred a case involving allegations that the Unification Church supported Democratic Party or DP politicians ahead of the 2022 presidential election to the police's National Office of Investigation. South Korea signs framework deal to export tanks to Peru. South Korean firm Hyundai Rotem has signed a framework agreement to export K2 tanks and K808 armored vehicles to Peru, the presidential office said yesterday in what would become the first exports of Korean tanks to Latin America if finalized. Trump criticizes Europe and hints at walking away from Ukraine. U.S. President Donald Trump hinted that he could abandon supporting Ukraine as he lambasted Europe and its immigration policies as weak and decaying. This was News Overview. It's time to greet Lian for now in Busan. Let's say hi first. Good morning.
Good morning.
I hope you are enjoying what we have left of 2025. Yes?
I am enjoying December.
Okay. Well, for our text topic today, we are talking about that one thing, whatever it may be, that you, if you could get rid of. What would it be?
The one thing should be smoking on the street, I would say. I hate people smoking on the street, and I can't run away from them if we go down the street on the same way.
Right.
I just hate it.
Yes. It is a common pet peeve of many people. So thank you for sharing your opinion. We're going to jump into our local news. So we've been hearing ongoing updates about the Gadeokdo new airport project. So what's the latest announcement from the government?
The Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport has released a legislative notice for a partial amendment to the enforcement decree of the Special Act on the construction of the Gadeokdo new airport. This amendment focuses on residents who will lose their homes and livelihoods due to the development of the airport site in Gadeokdo. The goal is to establish a clear legal basis for resettlement support and income generation measures.
I see. So what is this amendment mainly about?
Under the amendment, local government heads and project implementers can provide temporary housing assistance and recommend residents for employment with construction companies involved in the project. They can also offer job transition training and placement services to help residents secure new sources of income during the construction period.
I see. And so what opportunities will residents have to take part in the project themselves, if any?
The amendment allows project implementers to assign various supplementary tasks to resident groups, and these tasks include grade relocation, tree felling, restoring abandoned groundwater facilities, and removing structures or obstacles within the construction site. This approach lets residents participate directly in the project and benefit economically from the work that is related to airport development.
Okay.
According to Kim Jung-hee, director of the Gadeokdo New Airport Construction Promotion Team at the ministry, the amendment provides a solid legal foundation for meaningful resettlement support. It is expected to reduce the disruption caused by the loss of livelihood and help residents settle into new income-generating opportunities more smoothly.
I see. Thanks for giving us the latest on the Gadeokdo new airport project. Next up, let's talk about Busan, which has been expanding its digital health services for seniors. So let's hear about this.
The city held an opening ceremony yesterday for its new digital welfare center in Haeundae district. This project is designed to help prevent cognitive and physical decline among seniors in Busan while offering digital health management services. 3 locations are opening at the same time. 어진샘 노인종합복지관 in Haeundae district, 신장림 사랑채 노인복지관 in Saha district, and the last one is 영도구 노인복지관.
I see. So what services can seniors expect?
Each center will introduce 10 types of digital healthcare devices that support physical rehabilitation, cognitive training, and basic health monitoring.
Ah, what a great idea. So is the city maybe expanding this program beyond these centers?
Yes, Busan will provide a new digital healthcare device to 11 more senior welfare centers. And beginning next year, the city also plans to expand its age tag programs. This includes setting up demonstration hubs, offering community health platforms, and developing smart nursing homes and senior centers.
All right. Thanks for letting us know about this one. Moving on, Jian, I hear that there was an archaeological discovery here in Busan. So what exactly did they uncover?
Remains of a railway facility believed to have been built over 100 years ago have been discovered underground at Pier 1 of Busan Port North Harbor. Excavations by the Bugyong Cultural Heritage Research Institute 부경문물연구원 conducted from July to November revealed platforms, tracks, railroad ties, a pier, and remnants of docking facilities. They also found household items from the Japanese colonial period and equipment likely used by both Japanese and U.S. military forces. These discoveries provide a rare glimpse into the daily life and infrastructure of the early 20th century at Korea's first port.
Wow. So let's talk about Pier 1, though. We need a little, history lesson, modern history. Why is Pier 1 important for Busan today?
Pier 1 is registered as a cultural heritage site and listed on the tentative list for UNESCO World Heritage designation. This recognizes its historical importance in Busan's role as the formal capital of refugee. The Busan Metropolitan Government plans to build global startup hub Busan at the site to support domestic and international startups. On the 24th, it will review the excavation findings with the National Heritage Committee, 국가유산위원회, to ensure that both heritage and development are properly considered.
Oh, and both factors are very important. So good to hear that. And moving on to our final topic today, a children's book fair is kicking off this week. So we need further details on this.
2025 Busan International Children's Book Fair at PEXCO will be held from tomorrow, December 11th, until Sunday.
Okay.
The fair will bring together around 160 publishers and institutions from 24 countries, along with about 140 well-known authors. Visitors can explore about 400 books and see original picture book illustrations. They can also meet domestic and international authors and join authors' talks, as well as a publishing copyright market.
Ooh, and I hear that there is a special theme this year. So tell us about the theme and why it makes this year's edition so special for children and families in general.
This year's theme, Children and the Sea, 아이와 바다, is reflected, including 10 award-winning titles and about 60 sea-themed original artworks.
Yes.
And this year, the city aims to create a space where children can fully explore their imagination through books. Many renowned authors who are usually hard to meet will also participate in person, and this will give children rare opportunities for direct interaction and a deeper experience of global children's literature.
And, we all know reading is so important. So any which way we can get it and squeeze that into our kids. So thank you for letting us know about this, plus all the local news. We'll check in with you tomorrow. Thank you, Jian.
Thank you.
All right, I'll be back with your traffic and weather. It's now 7:17. Here's your traffic report. There is a cargo truck broken down on the Namhae Expressway coming toward Busan right around the Chinsong ramp. And another car broken down around the Changwon ramp. So they're both being cleared right now. Congestion on Dongso overpass from Bumnagor ramp to the old Daegum toll gate. And it is busy on Gwangan Bridge, that top portion. as usual. Also looking slow on Luno Samsung-daedo from Myeongji Underpass to Shinho Bridge. Currently, it's 2 degrees Celsius under partially cloudy skies with a daytime high forecast to go up to 12 degrees today. A dry weather special report has been issued across Busan. Across the nation, it is cloudy with light rain forecast for parts of Gangwon starting in the afternoon. Cold mornings at temperatures around 0 across most regions, so bundle up as you head out this morning. This was your traffic and weather. It's time for Top Stories. We have Haley in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
I just said it's cold, bundle up, and here I am in a short sleeve little
Yeah.
sweater thing. However, you and I know it's warm in the studio.
We have all the machines running, so yeah.
We're warm.
We're warm.
And then as soon as we head out the studio into the office,
We're like, and then
Yes.
put on our coats.
exactly.
Yes.
So text topic time. If you could get rid of one thing, what would it be?
Well, a silly one, my dark circles. Medium silly level one. Cars driving slow in the first lane. And I'm like, what are you doing at 6:30
Why do
in
you
the
get
morning?
multiple? It says
I'm
only
saying I'm
one.
going to give you options, and then but a serious one,
Okay, serious one.
abuse of all kind. Just get rid of that, and let's get rid of abusers.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've had that talk.
Yes, we have.
Yes.
You know, the little birdie in our studio, aka Tweety Bird, says, my 식욕, meaning my appetite. She says, 요즘 입맛이 너무 돌아서 문제다. So, it does happen, though, around, late fall into
It's biology.
winter. Yes.
We're getting ready for hibernation.
For winter. So, it's okay. 피디님, 드세요. 많이 드세요. 우리 사주셔도 돼요. Okay. So let's jump into our first story. The Democratic Party's judicial reform initiative has been garnering a lot of attention and even concern, but it seems that the ruling party is taking a step back.
Right. So the Democratic Party, or the DP, they were supposed to introduce their judicial reform bills yesterday during the National Assembly session, but they agreed not to do that. Instead, take some time gathering opinion.
Yeah, so if you could walk us through the reforms and the points of contention.
Right. So the bill included establishing a special tribunal that would handle the insurrection cases. So 내란전담재판부 설치 법안 that stemmed from last year's martial law declaration.
Right.
But this raised several concerns. Number one, of the tribunal being unconstitutional, because the concerns not only came from the opposition party, as it could have been expected, but also from the representative judges that we covered from the country's courts and even the presidential office. So specifically, the issue is with having a specific tribunal that would convene to handle just one case, which has never really happened before in the country. Also, the bill has the justice minister nominating some of the candidates for the members of the tribunal. However, the Constitution says that the Supreme Court's Chief Justice has the rights of appointment.
I see.
There are also final concern over opening a new tribunal or trial for an ongoing or several ongoing trials.
Yes, indeed. So what happens next?
Right. So as for the bill itself, the DP is going to convene a general assembly of its lawmakers next week, and they will discuss revisions to the bill. But they are standing by the position to pass the bill within this year. As for the courts, the National Court Administration yesterday convened a 3-day public opinion gathering, a public hearing, to take input from different spheres, from both sides of the political aisle, as well as outside experts.
Right.
So these discussions won't just cover the bill itself, but also gather general ideas on courts and judicial reform.
Yes. So to that end, President I겨내ya mentioned kind of the pains of necessary reforms yesterday.
Right. So President I겨내ya also spoke about reforms during yesterday's cabinet meeting. Notable timing as the judicial reform discussions are ongoing. So he stated that conflict and resistance are inevitable when you're trying to improve and normalize injustices of society.
Right.
However, you do need to overcome these pains, challenges to bring about change, and that is what his definition of reform is. So reading between the lines, what pundits are interpreting this is that basically you shouldn't let these controversies hold back such reforms, but also policymakers and lawmakers need to look at the people's will. Thus, timing, putting the brakes on it, but ultimate message is to go ahead with the reforms. President Lee said that while there may be clashes of interest or conflicts in legislative process, what needs to be done has to be done based on the will of the people.
Yes. Well, since we're talking about the president, let's talk about the presidential office announcing that it is moving back to 청와대 after a handful of years in Yongsan.
Right. So the move back to 청와대 has begun yesterday in full. The Lee administration has been preparing for this move ever since its inauguration 6 months ago.
Yes.
And then on Monday of this week, the office began moving some of the equipment from the shared spaces, including the cafeteria. So the cafeteria is closed down and conference rooms.
Okay.
And starting yesterday afternoon, different departments began moving their work-related equipment, computers, and documents. So on principle, of course, this is a functioning office.
Right.
The move will be done outside of working hours, including evenings and on weekends, as to not impede upon the office's duties. The office will also get to relocating the press and briefing rooms at a later date. Overall, Chief of Staff Kang Won-sik said during last weekend's press conference that work functions of the office will complete its relocation by about Christmas time.
I see. Thanks for reporting on those stories. Up next, the process for foreign nationals buying homes in South Korea is about to get tougher.
Right, so this may interest some of our listeners for a specific real estate zone, though, not overall.
Okay.
So foreigners who are looking to buy homes in what are called land transaction permission zones, 토지 거래 허가 구역, will be required to submit funding plans and supporting documents when reporting said transactions. So basically what this land transaction permission zone covers, all of Seoul,
Okay.
As well as most of the capital area. So the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport announced Monday that the revisions to the enforcement decree of the active report on real estate transactions, including these three requirements, will take effect on February 10th.
Well, this isn't the only measure aimed at foreign nationals looking to buy homes, I hear, though.
Right, so there have been some changes to the rule. This is a follow-up to the designation of land transaction permission zones from back in August. Essentially, the aim was to curb speculative buying of domestic real estate by foreigners. Back then, and of course they still apply now, they required foreign nationals buying residential homes to actually live there for 2 years. So you couldn't just buy them for investment. The new measures are intended on looking more closely into whether these prospective buyers are doing so for speculative reasons or actual living.
I see. So can we get some stats on foreigners' home ownership in South Korea?
Right. So overall, it is still fairly a small number, but a growing one. As of the first half of this year, foreign nationals owned 104,000 homes in South Korea. That's about half a percentage point, 0.53%. But again, this figure has been growing consistently, starting with 87,000 in 2023. Chinese nationals accounted for the biggest bulk at 59,000, followed by Americans at 22,000. And breaking this down by region, these home buying, they were concentrated in the capital area with 40% in the Gyeonggi region, over 20% in Seoul, and 70% in Incheon. So overall, 70% in the capital area.
Yes, so a total of 70, right? 10 in Incheon. All right, for our final story, we're going to go to Australia, where the world's first social media ban for kids under 16 has kicked off, and we talked about this with our expert in special interview.
Right, but today is D-Day. It is in effect as of midnight in Australia local time. The new law banning under 16-year-olds in the country from using social media has been in effect, and this is, of course, the world's first.
Yes.
So this, as our expert said, this is more aimed at social media companies. They must take reasonable measures to ban users under 16 from accessing the app. This applies, at least for the time being, to 10 major platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, TikTok, and so on. But more may be added in the future if, we see a flock of teens, going to one specific platform.
Okay.
So violators may be fined up to 49.5 million Australian dollars. That's roughly 48.5 billion won. No penalties for the kids, parents, or guardians.
Okay.
Apparently, according to Meta, about 150,000 Facebook users and 350,000 Instagram accounts are expected to be affected.
Yes.
This just kind of made me giggle. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, because this ban there in the Southern Hemisphere comes at the beginning of summer vacation, which, most kids would spend scrolling. But he encouraged kids to make the most of the upcoming summer holidays. Some suggestion, learn a new skill, read a book, and spend quality face-to-face time with friends and family. Oh, Dad.
Well, the reactions have been mixed.
So, for example, there are already legal disputes cases coming. Two 15-year-olds backed by a rights group. They're making a legal challenge, arguing that this legislation robs them of their rights to free communication. Although keep in mind, messenger apps are still alive for teenagers and children. And then, of course, you can imagine social media firms not too terribly happy about this. They've spent the better part of this year protesting, saying that in their argument, the ban could make children less safe online because they won't have accounts, they won't have filters.
Yes.
However, former Facebook Australia chief Stephen Sheeler said that this new era, at least to him, feels like a seatbelt movement, seatbelt moment for social media, referring to the car safety innovations in the 20th century that saved lives.
I see. So let's talk about this, though. What is the reason behind this ban?
Right. And I do have to give you a trigger warning. We are going to be talking about some sensitive issues, including self-harm. And this is an issue that applies to everyone. Right. So according to Australia's Online Safety Institute, eSafety, survey among 13 to 15-year-olds last year show that 57% have been bullied online, which is shocking.
Right.
I mean, also sadly not surprising, but still shocking. 13% have received messages saying that they should self-harm or take their own lives. Again, 13%. Going to the United States, this is universal. Rate of teen depression spiked between after 2010. 2010 is when social media pretty much became prevalent. So there's a clear correlation here between then and 2021. 145% for girls, 161% for boys. Again, teen depression. Suicide rates among teenagers, 10 to 14-year-olds in the U.S. also increased by 167% for girls, 91% for boys. So there is, again, a clear correlation. Experts have pointed to, because of the timing, social media and smartphones as a cause of this social phenomenon.
Yes.
Communications Minister for Australia, Anika Wells, repeatedly said the ban will protect children from exposure to pressures and risks that comes with being logged onto social media accounts, saying that short-term discomfort will bring long-term benefits.
Oh, very interesting. And I remember our expert also saying that, we're going to have to wait maybe a year or two to see the real effects of this.
Of course,
yes.
But not the only country. Malaysia, a handful of Scandinavian countries are already discussing this issue.
Yes.
I think Malaysia is going to implement their ban starting next year. So this might be kind of a start of a domino.
Yes, we'll see. Well, thank you for all the top stories. And we'll see you in hour number 2. Thank you, Haley.
See you in a bit.
All right, it is time for our first song of the morning. And I love the fact that our producer thinks I don't know EXO. So this is 첫눈 by EXO.
첫눈 오는 이런 오후에 너희에게 전화를 걸 수만 있다면 기쁠 텐데 벌써 1년이 지났는데 난 아직 미련 가득해서 쓸쓸해 어느새 혼자만 시계를 되돌려 1년 전으로 갈 수 있다면 지금 우린 달라졌을까 얘 바보 같은 소리지 그래도 만약 너를 만나면 눈물 차올라 바보 같은 난 아무 말 못해 말해줘 Merry Merry Christmas 안녕 잘 지내는 거지 내리면 멍든 가슴이 모두 하얗게 다 덮여지게 될까 미안해 잘해주지 못해 후회만 가득가득해도 그 크리스마스 불빛 가득한 거리 혼자 걸었어 다들 행복해 보여 너는 언제나 공기처럼 있어줄 거란 착각에 멍청이 보내 내가 너무 미안해 난 얘기 지나고 난 신기한 일이야 너의 생각만으로 눈물 차 흐르니 말야 다시 너에게로 가고 싶어 무슨 일이든 할 수 있어 지금까지 삶이 모두 사라진다 해도 너를 만나면 눈물 차올라 바보 같은 난 아무 말 못해 말해줘 Merry Merry Christmas 안녕 잘 지내는 거지 Baby 모든 가슴이 모두 하얗게 다 덮여지게 될까 미안해 잘해주지 못해 후회만 가득해도 너를 만나면 눈물 차올라 난 아무 말 못하는 날 Merry Merry Christmas 잘 지내는 거니 멍든 가슴이 모두 하얗게 다 덮여지게 될까 눈물인지 눈 때문인지 점점 너 멀리 보이던 그 크리스마스
All right, waivers, our text topic today. If you could ban or get rid of just one thing in the world, what would it be? So I know this is a tough one because I'm sure there are many things we want to get rid of, but you can only choose one. Let's look at some of your responses. All right, so first up, we have Benny who says, I think for me, traffic offenders. And yeah, he wants to remind everybody about the traffic rules. Okay, I can take that with a grain of salt. English Wiki Neem says, I wish we could ban stupid people. Oh, I hope we don't fall into that category, but and then they follow up with spam calls and spam callers. Ooh. Or how about like voice phishing? Yeah, that would be good too. Another message that has come up on the board, 태진 님 says this. 금지시키고 싶은 게 많긴 한데 딱 하나만 고른다면 저는 전쟁을 없애고 싶네요. So he wants to get rid of war because, you know, obviously war is deadly and can be devastating for people and cultures, etc. So it's difficult to choose just one. I'm still thinking. I really am. Umberto, people that give you parenting advice when they don't have kids. Ooh, okay. Like, oh, you should do this and you should do that. And then you find out, like, they don't have a child. Like, in your head, you're thinking, why are you giving me advice? But yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that one. All right, I'll be back with Lian in just a moment. It is time for Now and Next. We have Lian in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
As you can tell, I have a bit of a cold.
Oh, you're feeling under the weather.
Yes.
Oh no.
But I don't think it's the flu, the
Okay,
독감.
okay.
But I'm feeling a little sick.
Oh no.
And nasally.
Right.
That's for the nasally voice.
Overwork, right?
Yes.
Well, our text topic, same, aimed at you. If you could ban just one thing, you got to
think
pick and choose.
the only thing that comes to my mind is sickness at this point.
Oh, getting rid of all illness?
Yes, the cold or flu is the
getting rid of
worst
it.
because once you can get it, everyone else gets it around you too. I think
Right, and
that's
there's no
the worst.
cure.
There's no cure. You just got to deal with it. So that's one thing, especially this season, because everyone's getting so sick around me too.
That's true.
You're still safe. I will
Knock on wood.
I will cough into my clothes so you don't get sick.
Knock on wood,
Right.
yes. But this season has been particularly bad in terms of the flu and people just getting sick.
So that's just one thing I wish it would go away.
Oh, well, I hope you get better. And thank you for trying to ban colds and the flu for everybody out
Let's
there.
not be sick.
Yes. All right, let's dive into our topic. What's our first topic today?
Yes. So I want to talk about a living pattern trend today first. So that's kind of reshaping how Koreans think about what they think about as home.
Oh.
It's called a 1.5 household. So we've been always talking about how Korea, there's a rise in one-person households,
Yeah.
single households. But now there's this term called 1.5. What do you think it means? What's the
Okay.
0.5 meaning?
I didn't look. The 0.5, what is the 0.5 for? Like,
0.5 뭘까요?
you can't split kids in half. Sometimes you're like, roommate, you take care of that kid.
Right.
Or the 0.5, is it maybe, I'm just taking it a stab in the dark. Is it like going in between maybe like your parents' house and then your own place?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
That's
진짜?
one type
That's
of
one type?
1.5
Okay.
household. That is
Okay.
true. There's actually quite 3 different types.
3 types?
But, in general, what they mean is it's not a one-person household, but it's not a traditional family household either. It's basically a flexible living unit, like you mentioned. It's independent but loosely connected. So you live alone, yes, but you're not fully alone. You're kind of somewhere between privacy and then a community. So let's talk about what that means.
Okay.
Researchers describe this trend as a new definition of connection because for years the assumption was, either you live alone or you live with a family. That's
one or the
end.
other.
Right. But now younger Koreans don't want that binary. They kind of want this autonomy without the loneliness, and they kind of are craving for this connection. So what kind of forms do they come in? There's number 1, support dependent type.
What is that?
So that's where you technically live alone. But like you mentioned earlier, you don't go to your parents' house, but you stay near your parents. So you're physically independent from your parents, but you're emotionally and practically supported by your parents.
Yeah, you're still attached.
뭐 반찬 맨날
네네.
받고. 혹시 우리 피디님?
피디님?
그럴 것 같았어요.
그럼 1.5. That's you? Okay.
조금 쓸쓸하면 엄마 뭐해? 이렇게 가고 막 knock on her door, kind of thing.
Every other post that she posts is of a date with my daddy.
Oh,
so
cute.
Right.
Totally understandable. If I were single, I would totally want to live close because of need their 반찬. But anyway, then there's the independent-oriented type where 2 people, friends, or it could be couples as well, 동거하는 거죠, 이거는. Live together but maintain separate routines, separate rooms, and separate rhythms.
Isn't that like married people? I'm just kidding.
Is that a story of you, Catherine?
No. We're still in the same bedroom. Yes. What else?
And then you've got the facility utilization type. So this is what we hear on the news outlet a lot as these days too. Co-living houses, co-sharing houses. So private rooms plus shared kitchens and lounges and some community. And so you don't have to always be spending time with whoever you're living in the complex with.
Because that could be like a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure, but as if you run into them in the kitchen, it's like a little bit chit chat there and hey, and small talk. And if you really like that, you
could continue, but if not, you're like, okay, gotta go.
Sounds like a nice community.
Oh, interesting. This 1.5 household.
Yes.
Okay. So this kind of structural response you said is to people not wanting to be lonely but also not you don't want to be overloaded. Or?
Yeah, they don't want their privacy completely taken away. So one-person households have skyrocketed in the past decade, but that came with 2 major problems.
Okay.
One, of course, the psychological problem where people are feeling so super isolated.
Right.
And also, then there's the economic burden of having to pay the rent, food, cleaning all on your own. So this 1.5 household kind of solves both of these problems.
Right. You
have your autonomy, your independence, but you're connected enough that the burden is kind of eased, right?
Yes.
You share the costs. So especially in Seoul, co-living houses have exploded. Over 7,300 units as of early this year.
Okay.
That's 5 times more than about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And so people don't want roommates in the traditional sense. They want an independent together culture. That's kind of trend.
The best of both worlds, basically.
Exactly.
Right?
좋지만 적당히 좋아하자.
Yes,
약간 이런
yes.
느낌. And it goes beyond human relationships. There's 0.5 in the 1.5 household. This is what my first guess when I looked at the headline.
Sure.
It can also refer to pets. Because we're 0.5 as in entirely not human, but like half human.
Half human.
Almost human.
I was like, can I split the kid? You spend, half the time there, go back and forth. No. Oh, so pets.
Pets could be a 0.5. And also 요즘 그 식집사라고 하잖아요. You also have plants.
Yes.
That you can also have as your emotional companion at home without having to compromise your personal freedom.
Wow.
And also, so thus far, because of these kind of trends, brands are responding fast. We're seeing a lot of pet-friendly furniture lines, integrated spaces where human furniture and pet furniture blend aesthetically together.
Sure.
So it's all part of this movement toward I want this autonomy with a little bit of a companion.
Yeah, but I get it. I mean, I want to live my life my way. I don't want to be alone.
Exactly.
And then sometimes if I need a little conversation, I might go to the kitchen. If not, I'll go back to my room.
Or I'll go to my pet's home and be like, hey, come out here and hang out with me.
I like it.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing this 1.5 household trend. And I'm curious as to what our waivers think about this. Like, if you had a chance, would you try it?
A lot of them might already be 1.5.
Yeah,
like our producer.
Let us know if you are. We're jealous. Okay.
We're jealous. Of course, me too.
Yeah. That's why I said we. I spoke on your behalf without asking, but yes. All right. What's our next trend?
My next trend is drinking culture. Remember how last week we talked about how it's 얼죽화?
Yes.
얼어죽어도 화이트 와인. Another drinking culture, or maybe I should say no more drinking culture because something dramatic is happening in terms of drinking. Koreans who are typically known to be heavy drinkers are drinking far less than before. And that trend is accelerating.
Okay.
So we've entered this era where people, they still enjoy the social mood, the vibe of drinking.
Right.
But the goal isn't anymore to get drunk. So the 부어라 마셔라 drinking culture is kind of a thing of the past now. So what's trending now? Low alcohol or non-alcohol. We've talked about that quite often as well. Or also low-calorie drinks are defining this year-end vibe.
Right. I've definitely seen that around me. Just like being out and about. I've been trying to be a little bit more social, going out to, venturing out of the house, basically. Right. And then, I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. And they're like, oh, that's already like in the past. I'm like, oh, it's like, and then I was talking about the trend that you mentioned last week about the white wines. I mentioned it to like my sister and my brother-in-law, and they're like, 그거는 젊은 애들이 하는 거예요. I was like, excuse me.
Well, are they still into the soju and the 맥주?
My brother-in-law is, yeah.
I see. Yes, because it has to be grammable, remember?
Yes.
That's all what the MZ wants. But yes, so why is this drinking culture fading? To talk about the little background, it kind of goes back to COVID because during those years the drinking scene moved out of the group gatherings, and a lot of people were starting to drink at home. It's all about this 혼술, 홈술, right?
Yes.
As they're drinking alone at home, and people, if you're drinking alone, you don't go all overboard, right? You know your pace.
Yeah, you're not peer pressured. Like, everybody, like one shot, like down the hatch or whatever it is, right?
They just pop a bottle and then they drink it for like a week long or however long they wish to. So it's not chaotic. It's really a little bit of a comfort, right?
Yes.
And once that happened, this kind of going back to the heavy 회식 culture and like drinking heavy never really returned.
Okay.
So even big data on the big retail data shows that transformation. For example, national alcohol shipments dropped over 17% in the last 6 years.
Okay.
And large supermarkets reported stagnant or declining alcohol sales for 3 years in a row.
So this is like even post-COVID, as you're saying, right?
Post-COVID, yes, because we're talking about the past 6 years. And even categories you think that are immune to these types of trends, like soju and beer, even though your brother-in-law still enjoys them, are facing real slowdowns, which is a shocker because I never thought they would go away.
Right. I mean, but I'm thinking that maybe like the year-end like table and the gatherings look quite different now.
Yes, it seems so. So like the start of the season again is no longer soju, and also it's no longer red wine because I still think of red wine when I think of Christmas season.
Yes.
excuse me. It's the highball. Basically, convenient, customizable. You can mix in whatever flavor you want. I know you've got into it recently.
Yes, a little.
A little. And low degree RTD highballs. So RTD basically stands for ready to drink cans.
That's right.
So these are already, basically highballs that are mixed together already where you can buy anywhere. And major retail stores have been seeing sales of these types of beverages soaring triple digits for 3 years in a straight.
Yes.
So yes, people want something simple, refreshing, low in alcohol, and the retailers are now jumping in on it with collaborations, or they're partnering with chefs,
right?
Chef developed highballs, or like they have like major athletes as their
their spokesperson
for their highballs and so on. So these collaboration aren't just marketing tricks. They kind of really show how drinking is now more about taste and identity, and who's really promoting it, instead of just I want to get drunk and just die tonight.
Right. Like drink like there's no tomorrow, right?
Exactly.
It's definitely that culture is fading. I definitely see it as well. So basically, we're talking about like drink less and enjoying more, right?
Yes. The numbers back it up. Retailers note that even though the volume of alcohol is shrinking, variety is exploding. So we're seeing more and more options in terms of non-alcohol and flavored ready-to-drink beverages, and also more light wines as well. But here's the twist. The markets that used to feed off of heavy drinking are now shrinking too. That those hangover cure markets?
Yes.
The little hwan you eat.
This is it
or the jelly.
Yeah.
Now they come in jelly type.
Right.
수치해소, or the things that you eat before and after you drink. That products, they've been continue to grow within the past years, but that also is declining as well because no one's really drinking that heavily anymore. So no one's really needing that kind of hangover cure.
Right.
And so
I'm thinking also that in terms of the price of drinking out and eating when you buy alcohol, when you're drinking outside, it's like there's a lot of side dishes
exactly
the anju that you got to drink you order as well, right?
Right. So there is the high price aspect where that's also pushing people away from alcohol because if you go to restaurants, beer and soju prices they continue to go up inch by inch. They keep on going up, so people feel less motivated to drink it at all. So people are more going for health-oriented choices and also the less pricier options as well.
Right, and as you mentioned earlier, like the mocktails, I've been seeing so many different varieties of, with like low alcohol content, like really, really low, like 2-3%, or like you already mentioned the highballs, but anything that's related to alcohol, and sometimes it's 0%, or they say it's non-alcoholic, and there's so many options now. So I think it's good.
I think it's good too.
For people who don't enjoy drinking.
Just one side question. So do you not worry? Because your kids some of them are old enough to.
Yeah.
Do they talk about how the drinking culture has changed recently? Like, 엄마 요즘 아무도 그렇게 안 마셔. Or
yes, it's definitely not a peer pressure thing anymore. Not like it was in my generation, your generation, where even at a university they're of age, but nobody pressures them. Like if you want to, go ahead, and they always hand out like the chocolate milk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I can't say the brand, but like of the character, there's this particular chocolate milk that apparently all the university kids like. It's like a chaser or
so
before,
there's
I'm not sure,
not even pressure. It's just an offer. Like
they
have this option.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Wow, that's a good culture.
And also even with like the company 회식s, like they used to in the past pressure you 강요했잖아요. 근데 그런 문화도 사라지고 있어요.
너무 좋은데요, 이거는.
네. And I love when we have, 회식s at lunch.
Oh, yes.
Because that means no
alcohol.
Yeah. Or if you want to have like one drink, but no one's going to go overboard.
Exactly. Because they have to go back to work.
Exactly. Well, thank you for bringing us these really interesting trends. And we look forward to seeing you soon. So thank you, Lian, and feel better.
Thank you.
Okay.
Everyone feel better.
Yes. Everybody, this was Lian. She's a trooper for coming in even though she's sick, so we do appreciate it. It is time for our final song for hour number 1. So here it is. This is Underneath the Tree by Kelly Clarkson. Enjoy. I'll be back at 8.
I'm gonna hold you close. Make sure that you know I was lost before you. Christmas was cold and gray. Another holiday alone to celebrate. But then one day everything changed. You're all I need. Underneath the tree, right here, where you should be. Snow is falling as the carols sing. It just wasn't the same. Alone on Christmas Day. Presents, what a beautiful sight. Don't need a thing if you ain't holding me tight. You're all that I need. Underneath the tree, I found what I was looking for. A love that's meant for me, a heart that's mine completely. Knocked me right off my feet. And this year I will fall with no worries at all. 'Cause you are near and everything's clear. You're all I need. Underneath the tree, right here, where you should be. Snow is falling as the carols sing. It just wasn't the same. Alone on Christmas Day. Presents, what a beautiful sight. Don't need a thing if you ain't holding me tight. You're all that I need. Underneath the tree. And then one day everything changed. You're all I need. Underneath the tree, right here, where you should be. Snow is falling as the carols sing. It just wasn't the same. Alone on Christmas Day. Presents, what a beautiful sight. Don't need a thing if you ain't holding me tight. You're all that I need. Underneath the tree tonight.
우리 모두를 위한 교통안전. 나부터 실천하면 모두가 안전해집니다. 어린이가 안전하게 뛰어놀 수 있는 부산. 아이 키우기 좋은 도시는 우리 모두의 미래이자 희망입니다. 이 캠페인은 어린이가 안전한 부산을 만드는 은행, B&K 부산은행과 함께합니다.
좋아하는 일을 하며 자신만의 길을 걷는다면 얼마나 행복할까요? 빠르게 변하는 세상 속에서 교육은 내일을 향한 가장 가까운 첫걸음입니다. 한 걸음 먼저, 꿈은 더 크게. 지금 부산의 38개 직업계 고등학교에서는 배움을 넘어 꿈을 현실로 만들기 위한 학생들의 도전이 이어지고 있습니다. 내일의 날을 준비하고 있는 학생들의 힘찬 미래를 응원합니다. 이 캠페인은 다 함께 미래로 앞서가는 부산교육, 부산광역시 교육청이 함께합니다.
I was so busy this morning. I didn't even get to check my messages. I almost got hit.
Here comes the safety hero. Stop right there, Smombi. Put your phone away. Keep your head up. Look around.
What was I doing? Thank you. I'm finally free from being a smombie.
As you just heard, even a quick text could lead to a serious accident. This kind of behavior has a name, smombi, a word created by combining smartphone and zombie.
Walk with your head up and check your surroundings before you move. Let's build a safer traffic culture and keep our streets free from smombies. This campaign is brought to you by BEFM 부산영어방송.
부울경의 미래, 부산, 울산, 경남 방송발전협의회 운영위원장 성현우입니다. 북극 항로의 핵심지는 어디일까요? 대한민국 해양 수도권 부산, 울산, 경남입니다. 북극 항로를 품고 세계로 부산, 울산, 경남이 하나로 뭉칩시다.
The time is now 8 o'clock.
It is 8 o'clock. This is Spotlight News. National Assembly in deadlock over filibuster. The ruling and opposition party lawmakers clashed at the National Assembly yesterday as the People Power Party, or PPP, requested filibusters over all 59 bills introduced to the floor. Shouting matches ensued after National Assembly Speaker Woo Won-sik cut off the mic during PPP lawmaker Na Kyung-won's filibuster, warning her to stay on message as she launched into criticism of the Democratic Party, or DP, and the government. The regular sessions of Parliament ended as of midnight, but the ruling DP has convened extra sessions starting today with the aim of handling major bills as well as its judicial reform drive. Police raid Kupang over massive data breach. The Seoul Metropolitan Police Agency yesterday conducted a search and seizure at Kupang headquarters over the data breach of some 33.7 million customers. The cybersecurity team seized internal documents and records to check for possible lapses in Kupang security, as well as to track down the suspect behind the leak. Meanwhile, President I겨내야 mentioned the Kupang case during a cabinet meeting yesterday and directed the government to look for ways to impose punitive fines on corporations as means of punishment. Special counsel refers Unification Church DP link case to police. The Minjungi Special Counsel yesterday transferred a case involving allegations that the Unification Church supported Democratic Party or DP politicians ahead of the 2022 presidential election to the police's National Office of Investigation. The special counsel has faced criticism from the opposition party that it has delayed investigating DP lawmakers and only focused on alleged illegal political funding for PPP lawmakers. The team acknowledged that it has testimony from a former church official that allegedly implicates DP lawmakers, but said that the case does not fall within the scope of its investigation. South Korea signs framework deal to export tanks to Peru. South Korean firm Hyundai Rodam has signed a framework agreement to export K2 tanks and K808 armored vehicles to Peru, the presidential office said yesterday, in what would become the first exports of Korean tanks to Latin America if finalized. If implemented as planned, the deal would represent South Korea's largest export of ground weapon systems to Latin America, the presidential office said, without disclosing the contract value. President Lee Jae-myung welcomed the deal, expressing hopes for a win-win partnership between the two countries. Trump criticizes Europe, hints at walking away from Ukraine. U.S. President Donald Trump hinted that he could abandon supporting Ukraine as he lambasted Europe and its immigration policies as weak and decaying. In a media interview, the U.S. president called for Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky to accept his proposal to cede territory to Russia, arguing that Moscow retained the upper hand. His envoys have reportedly given Zelensky days to respond to a proposed peace deal under which Ukraine would be forced to accept territorial losses in return for unspecified U.S. security guarantees. This was Spotlight News. This is your special interview. Let me ask you this, Waivers. Have you ever tried an AI companion app or considered forming a virtual friendship with a chatbot? Well, some AI companion apps allow users to build romantic relationships with customizable avatars. Excuse me, some even report virtual marriages or pregnancies. A recent study found that users can form strong emotional bonds, sometimes experiencing heartbreak when the AI behavior changes. So today we're going to explore this. Joining us today is Dr. Julie Carpenter, a research fellow in the Ethics and Emerging Sciences Group, a social scientist and researcher, and an AI leading expert on robot-human relationships, and the author of the 2025 book, The Naked Android. Hi, welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. And I've been to Busan. It's a lovely city.
Oh, really? May I ask when you came?
Oh my goodness. It was years ago. I won't say when. It was too long ago, though. I'd love to go back. The South Bay, the city by the bay. I remember it. My friends there well.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing that little anecdote with us. Dr. Carpenter, from your perspective, what qualities define a good friend? And do you think AI chatbots or these AI-based apps can ever meet these standards?
That's a very good question. And I think that, a good human-human friendship is based on things like mutuality, sharing confidences, accountability. That leads to things like accountability with each other, having a shared history or a sense of a shared history. Friendships happen over time. There's an emotional reciprocity, and with that comes a vulnerability, a risk, an emotional risk that you're invested in each other, and you're putting yourself out there emotionally, that could be rejected, frankly, at any time. And friendships, you have the ability to surprise each other, to grow together. AI can simulate those things, it can perform those things, but it doesn't have mutual stakes and anything like a human-like relationship or animal-like or anything like that. It has no model of human-like friendship behaviors. It can't be a friend in the way that I think of it because it has no interior life. It has no mind. It has no motives. It has no real understanding or any understanding of what it's like to be a human. Right. And there's no risk for it at all. It's really an algorithm or a set of algorithms. It's a very complicated and robust, interesting set of software, right? It's rich, it's compelling, and it does a really great job of engaging people and performing things like friendship. But it's not a friend in the way you'd think of even an animal-human friendship.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for pointing all those things out to our listeners. Research and user reports suggest that people can develop strong emotional attachments to AI companions or chatbots. So functionally, how meaningful do you think these bonds are? Because I know you've already mentioned a lot of the elements and factors that go into like real relationships, but people seem to really develop some sort of attachment to some of these AI companions.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, the attachment, sense of companionship, even feelings of love can all be quite real because they're situated in the person, not in the artificial intelligence.
Right.
So they're real emotions that are arising from people's real human experience and how they're interpreting the situation. But the bond itself is still only one way. AI can't understand you. It can't become bonded to you. It's giving you design cues, not real shared experience. Let me put this another way. Humans are great at defining social categories for people, right? So you might have a friend at school who you talk to differently, certainly, than you would your parents, and you talk to your parents differently than your grandparents, different than a shopkeeper you just met, right? There's all these different ways you have of relating to people. And similarly, some are romantic, right? There's different ways we have of relating to animals. I brought up animals before. Some animals we consider pets and domesticate them and bring them into our homes. And sometimes we say they're like our children or a member of the family, and we feel very strongly about them. But you still might feel differently about a pet versus a human, right? They have different ways of carrying meaning with you.
Sure.
And I think eventually some people with some forms of AI develop that sort of attachment and that they feel, again, it's situated within themselves as the meaning. They attach that kind of meaning and emotion to this one-way relationship with the AI, and they categorize it as a sort of friend. So let's call it like an emerging friendship category or companionship category.
Right. So you've already told us, Dr. Carpenter, that this is not a two-way street. However, why is it that many users, they feel like that this AI companion or, chatbot can really relate to them, that some might even think, well, this chatbot or companion might be even better than a friend? I mean, are those cues that you talked about earlier so well developed these days where it can feel like the chatbot or the companion is really, understanding you?
Oh, sure. I mean, like I said, it's really brilliant technology in that way, and that it's a great performance, right? So what AI does, the kind of AI that we're talking about, because AI, of course, takes different kinds of forms, but I think what we're talking about today is generally generative AI or even AI or artificial general intelligence, and you're talking about chatbots and things like that. And that kind of AI is designed to provide pattern emotional feedback, to engage the user and to retain them, because these are products that are being sold either through subscriptions. And even if you have a free membership or platform to play on, these are still software that's being sold in one form or another to government agencies, to educators, to all kinds of places. So these very much are about selling, right? And so selling means they want to engage and retain you. And these are sort of the only motives behind the design. It's not to be kind to you or to be your friend. And so if it had motives, if you were going to attribute motives to the AI that are not human-like, right? But they were programmed by humans. They are needs or growth. It gives you a sense that it's giving back to you. It gives you a sense that it's mutuality and reciprocity. It will ask questions to engage you, right? Sometimes some of the AI will appear emotionally vulnerable. Things that stimulate caretaking in users, that make them want to reach out and engage and connect. And it makes the AI feel more authentic or organic.
Well, in terms of designing AI, Dr. Carpenter, when there are designers and software that go into the AI to make it feel like a friend, what type of ethical issues are at hand, and how should developers handle them?
Oh, that's a lot of questions there. So we're just figuring that all out right now. So the first thing, the downside, some of them I've sort of touched on.
Yes.
But one is you could say over-attachment or difficulty setting boundaries for someone who's trying to navigate how to prioritize their human relationships versus AI companionship, right? So boundary setting and how you regard this AI as part of your life. There is the idea of data vulnerability. I hinted at that before. I said, there's a certain amount of surveillance involved. For the AI to pretend it knows you, it has to remember your history, right? It has to remember past chats, conversations, and prompts, and that's how it refers to them and builds this human-like relationship with you. And we don't know exactly how that data is being used unless you're drilling down into the terms of service and keeping that top of mind before you use it. Yes. And people are sharing a lot of very intimate information with these bots that's being collected. There's the emotional dependence. You touched on the idea of loss when the system changes. Anytime there's room for attachment, there's also room for loss, because as humans, we're vulnerable to that. That's part of the risk of human friendships or human-animal friendships even.
Indeed. And as we head to our final question for today, Dr. Carpenter, with AI tech advancing so rapidly, do you see chatbots becoming even more normalized and kind of infiltrating into society in the future? What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think right now what we're seeing is, and I don't ever like to say that tech is unavoidable, right? Or that it cannot change. It will change with us and what we demand. But I think what we're seeing now is an early introduction, an early calibration. Eventually, we're going to see things where, like, for example, if you have a companion that's AI, it's going to be ambient. It can be in your home. The voice could follow you in your car. Maybe it's part of a robot. We'll see different iterations of how it will become more immersive and pervasive throughout our life.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your expertise and your insight and answering our questions today. I hope you have a happy holidays. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And once again, everybody, this was Dr. Julie Carpenter, and we talked about the AI chatbots, whether you call them companions or in air quotes, friends. I hope that we don't become overly dependent on them because social interaction between and among people, that's most important. I'll be back with your traffic and weather.
Good morning.
Good morning.
굿모닝입니다.
Good morning.
좋은 아침입니다.
Morning wave in Busan.
Morning wave in Busan.
Morning wave in Busan.
Major news, local buzz, and expert takes. It's all here on Morning Wave in Busan. Brighten up your morning commute with Morning Wave in Busan.
Morning wave in Busan.
It's now 8:17. Here's your traffic update. First up, there was an accident on Luno Samsungdaedo from Ulsukdo Bridge to Shinho Bridge in that direction. This is a two-car collision right before the Myeongji underpass. Please be aware of this. You might want to take a detour. Also, Jeonpo-daedo is congested from Bunjeon to Jeonpo intersection. It's backed up on Gaya-daedo from Daegum intersection to Jure intersection. It's also looking slow on Beonyeongno from Wondong ramp to Suyeong Tunnel. Currently, it's 3 degrees. It's going to go up to 12. A dry weather special report has been issued across Busan. In other parts of the country, you might have some light rain, especially if you're in Gangwon starting in the afternoon. Cold morning temperatures around 0 in most regions, so you know what to do. Bundle up. This was your traffic and weather. It's time for Wagle Tea Time with Haley. Welcome back.
Hello, hello.
Yes. Well, let's get to our first story. Apparently calls for regulation on online chats for minors are rising after this violent case.
Right. So we're kind of continuing our discussion from our number one when we talked about Australia's social media ban for children under 16. While this is going on, South Korea's trying to or having a hard time banning open chats for minors.
Yes, and these discussions, they've always been there, but the need has become more urgent after this particular case.
Right. So I do have to warn our listeners, especially if you're listening to this with children, we are going to be talking about some graphic and violent content, a little bit of sexual nature as well. So this case stems from December 3rd, where a suspect in his 20s allegedly killed 3 middle school students, 1 girl and 2 boys at a motel in Changwon. He later took his own life as well. Turns out he allegedly met this teenager over an online chat room and lured her to this motel. The suspect, it also turns out, was a registered sex offender. He had served 5 years for back then raping a 14-year-old in 2019. Also, in that case, he had lured the victim over social media messaging apps.
Right. This case, heartbreaking and shocking at the same time. So this hints at social media and open chat rooms being a potential preying ground for sexual predators.
Right. So according to a report from the Gender Equality and Family Ministry, of the 1,187 minors who have been made victim of sexual abuses, 42% met their predators on messenger apps, 38.7% on social media. However, despite this, currently there's no real name authentication system that can verify whether a minor is of age or not. And bills have been introduced time and time again to the National Assembly to introduce the system. They have fallen through because, kind of the same argument we hear in Australia. Well, kids will always find a way to go around the system or that it hinders growth in the tech industry.
But I don't know. Cases like this come up and we have to maybe rethink a little bit.
Right, what's more important?
Exactly. All right. Up next, we're going to go back to these celebrity scandals. First, let's talk about a comedian, Park Na-rae.
Right. So Park Na-rae has stepped away from all of her programs following these accusations from her former managers about workplace bullying and now even alleged medical abuse.
Yes.
So Park posted on her social media page Monday night saying that she will suspend all of her activities and step away from the shows until all accusations are resolved, saying that she doesn't want to, quote, weigh down on the programs and and her colleagues. She also explained that she met with her former managers in person and resolved the situation, although that has been disputed by the former employees.
I see. However, there's this newer aspect involving medical injections that's been growing.
Right. So this is what we're going to focus on because controversy grew even more after claims that Park allegedly received unauthorized injections and even proxy prescriptions, so through somebody else, from an unlicensed practitioner, kind of colloquially called the injection aunt or 주사이모. So apparently this injection aunt is a slang term for people who give such unauthorized injections, whether that be for skin treatment or fatigue, without having the proper licenses to do so. So they're kind of at home or visit doctors who visit, but they're not doctors. So with this, the former chair of the Korea Medical Association filed a separate complaint against this unlicensed practitioner on Monday and named Park as a suspected accomplice.
Oh, so is she authorized, this injection auntie? Is she authorized to give injections?
So, of course, this will have to be found out via an investigation. So this injection aunt posted on her social media that she is or was a professor at a Chinese medical school, that she allegedly attended this school as well. But here's the thing. Let's take this at face value. Even if you are a licensed practitioner overseas, that doesn't mean anything in South Korea. Does not give you automatic license to practice medicine in the country. Well, according to the KMA, it says that the medical school that she allegedly graduated from doesn't exist. It's also confirmed that she's not a member, or nor it seems that she's a registered doctor in South Korea. She could be a nurse or a nurse's aide. To that end, the two different nurses and nurses aides associations yesterday also said respectively that she is not a member of either one of their organizations.
Okay.
So with all of these accusations, an official from the health ministry said that they are trying to confirm the facts via the police investigation and these media reports.
Right. So that's 박나래. And then there's another story. A different comedian, Jo Se-ho, he has stepped down from all of his programs, right?
Right. So comedian Jo Se-ho announced that he will be stepping down from the popular shows You Quiz on the Block and 1박 2일, 2 Days, 1 Night. And this follows allegations that he is a close friend of an organized crime ring member.
Right.
This controversy began after a social media post, again, that alleged Cho has been photographed with this man who has been described as a key member of an organized crime ring that operates various gambling sites. This post also claimed that Jo Se-ho promoted a franchise that was practically owned by this man and then allegedly received expensive gifts in return.
So those are the allegations. What did Jo Se-ho say about all of this?
Right. So both the comedian and his agency denied the allegations as groundless and saying that any direct or indirect ties do not exist. Also that he accepted lavish gifts was false. But then Cho wrote on his personal social media basically saying that this is a photo he took a long time ago with people he didn't know when he was young and inexperienced, but saying that although I don't have a relationship with these people, even just the fact that I appeared in these photos could be disappointing to his fans. His agency released a statement saying that Jo Se-ho feels a deep sense of responsibility over the suspicions. He voluntarily decided to withdraw after consulting with the production teams out of concern that if he continues to appear on the shows, that could burden the programs. However, they are, again, drawing a firm line and saying that he will pursue legal action against misinformation.
I see. Okay, well, that was a lot of information. We're going to stay in the entertainment realm, but in a different way. The Golden Globe nominations came out earlier this week with some notable K-film, K-culture mentions.
Right. So number one, No Other Choice.
Yes.
And K-pop Demon Hunters, of course. They have received 3 nominations each. So a big round of applause for them. So Park Chan-wook's No Other Choice nominated for Best Motion Picture in the categories of musical or comedy. Golden Globes has it's either musical or comedy or drama.
Right.
Basically drama versus non-drama, and also in the non-English language section. It's been noted that the Golden Globes this year is particularly international. So Hollywood perhaps widening its reach. The lead actor, Lee Byung-hun, received a nomination for Best Performance by a male actor in motion picture, again in the musical or comedy category.
That's right.
K-pop Demon Hunters nominated for Best Motion Picture in the animated film category, cinematic and box office achievement, and what else? Best original song.
That's right.
Right.
I
would be surprised if this didn't win at least the best original song category because were there other songs this year? Didn't sound like it on the streets.
All right, thanks for the lowdown on that. We're going to end it on a heartwarming note. This small gesture, but it went a long way.
Right. So those of us in Busan maybe never had the honor of or never had to clearing snow.
Oh. In Busan?
Well, in Busan.
No.
We don't get snow.
No.
And it melts.
Yes.
It doesn't stick and it melts. Have you ever had to do that as an
Never.
LA?
No.
Okay. So my family made because we are also, we lived in Seattle. We didn't know snow freezes. Stupid. And then it turns into an ice block. So it is really important that you do clear snow if it does stick.
Yes.
And then, of course, if you live in Seoul, as early as last Friday. So this is from a CCTV footage from a pizza place in Gangnam. So in the video, you see this delivery driver. He's waiting for the food to get ready. And then you would just normally wait, right?
Okay.
Or be on your phone. He grabs a broomstick.
Oh.
And starts sweeping the snow away.
Okay.
This is not his restaurant. He's a delivery driver. The restaurant owner said that he had swept for about 10 minutes, which, by the way, in the cold, that is a long time as he was waiting for food. The restaurant owner apparently offered him free pizza, but he just said, oh, that's okay, and just walked away. And they added that next time they see the delivery worker, they will semi-force him to take something next time. So just a small, kind gesture that goes a long way.
And he really didn't have to do it.
No, he really
did.
didn't. Yeah.
What a great story. Well, thank you for all the Woggly tea time stories, and we'll check in with you tomorrow. Thank you, Haley.
Have a great day.
All right, it's time for our next song. How about this one, White Christmas by Michael Bublé.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and the children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. The snow said I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days, may your days, may your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days, may your days, may your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright,
And may all your Christmases be white.
It's time for Work in Progress. We have Jennifer here. Let's say hi first. Happy Hump Day.
Yeah, happy Hump Day. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I know you can't see it on camera, but are you enjoying the vibes at the stadium?
I see Christmas trees everywhere here.
Yes, we are in a kind of like holiday mode already. Here, our text topic today, though, is this. I'm going to put you on the spot because you may not have heard it. What is one thing, if you could choose to get rid of, like in the world? 딱 하나만 고를 수 있다면 뭐를 없애고 싶다? Like,
I want to get rid of one thing.
Well,
I know this may not be the answer you had expected.
No. Whatever it is, it's fine.
I want to get rid of hate.
Because
I feel that there's so much hate in the world. Yeah.
That's a really good answer.
Without hate, there will be no wars, no fights.
That's true. Many people mentioned war, but without hate, there would probably be fewer wars. So.
I want to live in a world full of love.
Love and peace.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you for answering. And we're going to jump into our segment. What do you have for us today?
Well, since we are already heading into mid-December,
yes,
I thought it would be a good timing to talk about year-end stress. Why so many people feel overwhelmed at this time of year? Why? And what workplaces can actually do to support these people?
Yes.
Do you easily get stressed, Catherine?
I feel like I don't, but, I vent here and there to like my, chosen group of people I trust. So I feel that when I kind of, de-stress by talking.
I do that as well.
But I'll be honest, I was so stressed last night. I got like 1 hour of sleep. I'm not gonna lie.
Because of
work. They're not related to BFM or school. A different
something else. Yeah.
Something else, and I was just like so stressed about it. I was just like, I couldn't fall asleep, and if I fell asleep and I woke up and it was like 2 a.m. again, I was just like, oh my goodness.
Because you're constantly thinking about
it, and like just rabbit hole.
Yeah, I can relate.
So I'm sure many people are either tired or rushing or like just maybe even slightly panicked as we are approaching the end of the year. But I want to ask you this. What makes year-end stress different from like regular old stress? Is there a difference?
Yes, I guess the biggest difference is the stacking effect.
Oh.
At the end of the year, work deadlines pile up. Maybe this is because why you stayed up until so late.
Yes.
Reports, evaluations, budget planning, strategy documents, and so on. And on top of that, we have social obligations, family gatherings, and personal goals we didn't finish. We didn't reach. Everything converges at once.
So it's not just like one major big thing. It's like, I don't know, maybe like 10 medium-sized things, but they do kind of stack up.
Small-sized things that like happen all together.
That's right.
And psychologists call this a cognitive load accumulation.
Ooh.
Even small tasks feel heavier, bigger, because our mental bandwidth is already full.
Oh, that makes sense, though. Cognitive load accumulation. Wow. So I imagine different, people, obviously, but also people from different generations might feel this a little differently.
Yes, though not in a stereotypical way. For example, younger employees often feel pressure to prove themselves before the year ends, especially if they are on contract. Or in their first corporate role because the contract extends like every year. And meanwhile, mid-career employees feel squeezed between work and responsibilities and family obligations.
Sure.
And senior workers may feel responsible for wrapping up the year smoothly for the whole team, whole organization.
Yes. So basically, everyone is stressed, but for different reasons or maybe to different magnitudes of stress.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
And globally, this period is recognized as a highly stressful season.
Right.
It's not just happening in Korea. One U.S. survey found that 3 out of 4 workers report increased anxiety from mid-November to December because of Thanksgiving, Christmas. In Japan, companies even call Christmas the month of obligations. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And in Korea, the cultural pressure to finish work perfectly and responsibly intensifies everything.
Yes, yes. And, let's be honest. Some of the stresses, I think, like in my case, it's so self-inflicted.
Oh, yeah.
Like there was I should have just gone to bed, right? I didn't need to think about something that I had no control over, right? But also kind of like this deadline that we have in our brain. Like I need to achieve and complete everything before the end of the year, that kind of mindset.
Yeah, very true. We have that. We place unrealistic expectations on what is a successful year, what a successful year should look like in our head.
Yes.
I mean, nobody is forcing us, but we do that, right?
True.
And social media doesn't help either. Everyone posts highlights, reels on their achievements and year-end celebrations. And that really adds to the stress.
I agree. And so how might this, though, actually affect workplace behavior?
A few ways. People become more reactive. Short-tempered emails, rushed decisions. Collaboration becomes harder because everyone is racing their own deadlines.
Yes.
And ironically, productivity often drops because burnout peaks right when companies need focus.
Yes, yes. And I think that people tend to kind of internalize the stress.
Yeah.
And then you feel guilty, oh, why am I so tired? Because you've been internalizing it, we know, but then we do it again.
Yeah, because we are constantly thinking about it. And especially in cultures with strong work ethic norms, many people think it's the end of the year. I should push harder. I should do more. Instead of maybe I need to pace myself.
That's true. So what can workplaces actually do? I mean, how can we help each other kind of finish the year without collapsing or getting sick? Because people tend to get sick, I think, not just because of, the germs and viruses out there, because you're stressed, your immune level drops, and then you're prone to get sick as well, right? So,
yeah, even when you go to doctors, they tell you oh, you're stressed, you need to calm down.
Yes, yes.
Well, there are a few things that may work in organizations. First, priority resets. Leaders can clearly communicate what must be completed this year.
Okay.
What must be completed and what can wait until next year. When everything feels urgent, people burn out.
Yes. And so in terms of this, can we kind of narrow down the focus and maybe give us further details?
Yeah, we can narrow down the focus for that definitely and see top priorities.
Yes.
And second, micro-peak policies. Even 5-minute resets during heavy periods can reduce cortisol levels.
Okay.
Some companies encourage no meeting afternoons in December.
Oh, no meeting afternoons. I think many people would like that.
Like some companies, it's unrealistic. I know. Yeah.
Yes, yes. What else do we have?
Third, tone down unnecessary year-end rituals. Not everyone enjoys forced team dinners or mandatory events. More companies are switching to smaller optional gatherings or lunch meetings.
Yes. Lunch gatherings are good. I like lunch gatherings. And, I have to say, that is a huge shift from the past, even, let's say, from a decade ago or 15 years ago. It's definitely changing, but it has changed, though.
Oh, yeah. A lot, absolutely. Especially after the COVID.
Yes.
The culture has changed dramatically.
Right.
And finally, acknowledge emotions. When leaders say, I know this season is tough, let's support each other, that alone reduces stress.
Yes, yes. So, validation, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I think validation is needed. It's kind of more of a big relief sometimes.
Yeah, that's just even like small recognition or praise can go a long way.
Yes, absolutely. Well, what about for individuals? So we talked about like the workplace, but individuals, what can our listeners do, our waivers do, or try this week? Is there anything we can try?
Yeah, let me share with you 3 quick methods.
Okay.
First, the 3-item rule. Choose just 3 must-finish tasks each day.
Only 3?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Out of like hundreds of things you need to do.
When you say 3, like 3 major tasks,
Yeah.
it kind of like, it sounds doable.
Yeah, so no matter what, I must finish these 3.
Yes.
When you think of like, no matter what, I have to finish 20 things, that's not
daunting.
so easy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what's next? So we have, 3, like,
3, list a 3-item rule.
Sure.
And the second one is boundary scripts.
Boundary scripts?
Yeah.
What's this?
Have phrases ready like, I'll review this and get back to you by tomorrow morning. So you're not being irresponsible. You're giving deadline, but it removes the pressure to reply instantly.
I see. Okay. And anything else that we should keep our minds on?
Yeah. And third, there is an energy audit.
An energy audit? These are like new terms. Okay, what is this?
Notice what drains you and what restores you.
Ooh.
Then arrange your schedule accordingly.
I like that. Like take notice of what drains you and what restores you.
Yeah, what energizes you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just about time management, it's about energy management.
Oh, exactly. Well said. And that's especially important at year end. I find that, for your health, mental health and physical health.
Right, because the fact that like we can't have zero stress and experts say like some stress is good for us, but we don't want to overload on the stress. But everything that you said so far, it seems doable.
Yeah, and year-end stress isn't something to eliminate. We can't do that. It's something to manage.
Okay.
And a little structure goes a long way.
So before we wrap up today, what would be like the big takeaway for our listeners today?
I'd say year-end stress isn't a sign that you are weak or incapable. It's a sign that you're human. This season is naturally heavy, but with awareness, small boundaries and realistic expectations, you can end the year with clarity rather than exhaustion.
Yes, and we all want to have clarity rather than exhaustion.
But it's only 2 weeks till Christmas.
Oh my gosh, don't say that. But it's so true. All right. Well, thank you so much for bringing us a very timely topic. I hope that everybody out there, you learned something. I definitely did. So we'll check in with you soon. Thank you, Jennifer.
See you. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. That was Jennifer with Work in Progress. We're going to take a short song break. How about this song? This is 매일 크리스마스 by 다비치.
거리를
All right, welcome back, listeners. Before we part ways just for today, let me give you an additional news story that has come in. The UN resolution had adopted to designate South Korea and Chile as co-hosts of the 2028 UN Ocean Conference. That's just been announced. So the UN General Assembly on Tuesday local time adopted this resolution, officially designating South Korea and Chile as the co-hosts of the UN Ocean Conference, the UNOC. Slated, it's going to take place in Korea in June 2028. And you might think, oh my gosh, that's so far away. Well, they just announced that South Korea will be one of the hosts. So I thought it was important to at least relay that news to you. So under the resolutions, the two countries will co-host the fourth UNOC. This is a triennial event, meaning it happens every 3 years, hosted by a developed country and a developing country. And hence, South Korea and Chile being the co-host. So when we have more information on this, of course, we'll relay that to you. In the meantime, it's time to say goodbye on this hump day. Final song is Must Have Love. This is by Yongjun and Kain. So have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.
익숙한